Hey everybody, thanks for joining today. Good to see everybody here. So let's get started talking about Perplexity Pro and the Comet browser on Go for Lunch for September 30th, the last day of September 2025. Brought to you by GoFor Tech, and this is your host, Roger Harmon. And we're here to make your technology work for you. Good morning, Bob. Well, it's National Podcast Day. So if you're an avid podcast listener, listen to your favorite podcast today. And if you haven't tried podcasts yet, this would be a good day to start. You have a podcast app in all your Apple devices, so you can just fire that up, search for your favorite topic, and join all of us that enjoy podcasts every day. Well, Perplexity Pro, I knew I was going to have trouble with that, is the Swiss Army knife of AI models. Now, why do we say that? Well, that's because it provides access to several large language models, also known as LLMs, and is also known as artificial intelligence, or simply just AI. So it uses OpenAI's GPT-5, Claude 4.0 Sonnet, Sonar Large, which is Perplexity's own LLM, Gemini 2.5 Pro from Google, and then they have reasoning models, which means it does a little deeper research, and that has Grok 4 and OpenAI's 03, I should say. So you go to one place, Perplexity, and you get access to all these models, and you don't have to pay extra for those other models. So it's a good way to use artificial intelligence. So let's see how it works. So you have a little icon here. It looks like a magnifying glass. And that's the Ask Me Anything. So that's kind of your general information kind of things. Then you have the next little icon here, which is Research Anything. And then the third little icon here is Create Anything. And that includes illustrations or images. So that's your basic three tools right there. So let's go in and find out what the rest of the Home tab does. So here we are in Perplexity, and we click on the Home tab here, and so you can see our three little icons here: Create Anything, Research Anything, Ask Anything. Over here on the right, we have your AI model selection. So here you have you can just click on the best. Sonar, Claude Sonnet 4.5. So actually this is brand new, the 4.5. GPT-5, Gemini 2.5 Pro. And then here are the reasoning models: GPT-5 Thinking, Claude Sonnet 4.5 Thinking, which is new, Claude 4.0 Opus Thinking, which is at a higher tier than the Pro tier. We'll be talking about the different levels here shortly. And Grok 4, 03, and then 03 Pro, which again is at a higher cost. So you can choose any of these. You can choose one, do a search, choose another one, do the same search. So you got a lots of flexibility there. This next icon lets you tailor the sources where the LLMs are going to look, and they will look on the web as a default. You can also research academic papers. You can look at Security Exchange Commission, SEC filings, And if you want to go into the Wild West and find out the discussions and opinions being stated in the social media, then you would turn this one on. The little paperclip icon lets you attach files. So here are files in my documents folder. So I could add any of these files and ask Perplexity about them. Then we have a voice mode where you can converse with Perplexity. We have share the screen mode where you can put something up on your screen and you can ask questions about that. And then we have the microphone where you can dictate instead of typing your query. So that's basically the way it works. So let's go back here and discover the Discovery tab. So here we have the Discover tab. So what this does is it lets you discover current information on the internet. So it has several categories. Here we're on entertainment. You can do sports. You can do art and culture. You can pick finance. You can choose tech and science. Or you can just click on top stories to get a gathering of news. And then we have the Spaces tab. So here we are. Hi, Carolyn. On the Spaces tab. So that's what you use to upload sources. So you upload your documents and Perplexity will answer any questions that you ask about that document. You can convert complex materials into easy to understand formats like FAQs or briefing docs. And then in the third one here, you can share your space with other people. So let's talk a minute about privacy. So you would not want to put in credit card numbers, passwords, any sensitive information about your life or your company. So you want to be a little careful about what you share. You just want to share general information. So how do you get Perplexity? Well, it's free on a monthly basis, and that gives you unlimited general search queries and 3 pro search queries. Now, if you want to get more of the features on a monthly basis, it's $20 a month or $200 a year. That gives you unlimited search queries and 300 pro search queries per day. And it also gives you full access to premium models. So if you think you're going to use it frequently, then you would be getting more value out of it with the Pro version. So let's talk about the Comet browser. So this has been coming out here for a while. It's been coming out on a limited basis, but now I believe it's available to everybody. So let's go to the Comet browser and see how that works. So here it is. So let's see if here we can zoom in here a little bit. And you can read this. So some of the things it can do is it can scan your email box. So you can connect this to Google Mail, Gmail, and Google Calendar. So it can scan your inbox for deadlines and flag anything that's due in 72 hours. It can find emails from the last 7 days that require responses and draft responses. And you can even identify promotional emails and unsubscribe to them. So let's go down here a little bit. If you connect your, now this is your Google Calendar, You can find double book meetings this week and suggest new times. And so we're not going to spend a lot of time on Google Calendar because I don't think most of you are using that. In the browser, you can open LinkedIn, Gmail, X, and the calendar in tabs and group them as a morning routine. You can identify today's 3 hottest news stories, open 3 different viewpoints for each as tabs, and group them by topic. And so that's basically some of the features of the assistant, which is over here. Down here you put in your question. So let's ask it a question here. Now I asked this question in Perplexity, but I haven't asked it in Comet, so we're playing with fire here. So I'm going to click on the microphone and give it access to the microphone. What is the best dash camera with a supercapacitor and 4K resolution? Okay, so we're going to stop it, and we're going to hit return, and let's see if it got that. Okay, so it gives me the best dash cameras featuring supercapacitors. So the reason you want a supercapacitor is because the dash camera that I presently have had a battery that expanded on me and broke out of the case because of the Arizona heat. So a supercapacitor doesn't do that. So this is telling me that the VFO is a good one. Gives me the features, and it says the Rexing V1 4K is affordable and reliable with the heat-resistant supercapacitor, 4K Ultra HD lens, 170-degree field of view, and here it gives me a little table comparing the different models. Let's see if it has adhesive mount. So it doesn't show adhesive mount. So they're declaring that the best overall is the VFO, and they're saying there's a new model, A329. The best for parking features, which means while your car is parked, it is still on, watching what's going on around your car. And the best budget model is the Rexing V1 4K. So that's good. So I didn't have to go and click on a bunch of links in a regular DuckDuckGo search on Safari. It just brought it all to me in one page here. And so that's kind of the advantage of the Comet browser. So again, you wouldn't want to share any of your passwords or your credit card accounts. So you would find, if you were doing shopping, you would find the best website and then copy that URL and go to Safari to complete your transaction. So that brings us to questions. Do me a little favor and forward the GoFor Gazette to friends you know that use Apple devices. If you're not getting the GoFor Gazette every Monday morning at 7 o'clock in your email inbox, send me an email and I'll add you to the list. Our old friend Zoom Workplace has updated to version 6.6.2. And down below, I've given you some links for a 1-year free subscription to Perplexity Pro. That's a $200 value. It does require that you have a PayPal account. So if you have a PayPal account, you can go ahead and click on that link below and get that set up. If you don't have a PayPal account and want to take advantage of this offer, You can set up a PayPal account. I think there's a 30-day waiting period, but this offer is good through December, so there's no rush. So let's see what you have to say here. So let me look at the comments. And Doriana has joined us. And Carolyn says, good morning. Looks like we have a whole new world to learn about. Yes, that is so true. You can get in. There's some other features that I didn't go over, but you can go in there and just play around to your heart's content, answer your burning questions, and utilize it. Leslie Ann says she's overwhelmed as it is. Yes, this whole AI thing is a little overwhelming. And LJ says, thank you, LJ, for being here. And Susan says, only Gmail. Do you have a use for Comet? Well, I tried to show you a use. Another thing it will do is it'll look for discount codes. So if you see a product, you can search Comet for discount codes, and it will actually go out and try the code and report back to you whether it worked or not. But again, you wouldn't complete that transaction on Comet. You would go to Safari and give it a chance. So Susan says, what's the difference between regular and pro questions? The pro questions engage the more advanced models. So the regular, the best, what they call the best category, just goes through the regular AI models, but the pro questions go through the premium models, which would cost more, but you don't have to pay more because it's all included with Perplexity. And especially in the deep research, that's where you get the pro features. So hopefully that was enlightening and you learned something new today, and you have another tool in your cyber toolbox to make your life easier. So if you have any other questions after this, you can email me, you can call me, and that information will be coming up shortly. So thanks for joining. We'll see you next week at high noon for another Go for Lunch. Have a great week.